Welcome, boys and girls, to our lesson this morning, where we are going to be evaluating the texts that we wrote yesterday. So with you, there is a checklist of an instructional text. So we are going to be looking at that checklist and evaluating if the texts that we wrote, they are not falling short of the structure that we discussed in class yesterday. Are we together? Yes, thank you very much. I just want to remind us that we are living in a difficult time, right? We are living in a difficult time where the coronavirus is just knocking on our doorsteps, right? Everywhere you go, you are not safe. So I want to continue encouraging us to take the necessary precautions, right? Let's make sure we don't lower our masks. We are not close to anyone. Let's maintain the distance. Let's wash our hands. Let's sanitize. Each time you are even given your book, you write your exercise. When you put it back, make sure that you sanitize your hands. Are we together? Let's take care of ourselves and let's take care of each other. Okay. So now let's look at that checklist. It says the features of an instructional text. Maybe let's just have a quick rundown of the features, right? So a quick rundown of the structure. Yesterday we spoke about the structure. What do you begin with? When you're writing an instructional text, what do you begin with, Farhan?
Title.
The title. It's followed by what? Yes, Ayush. The introduction. Then comes what, Enoch? There you will need list, right? You give us the materials list. And how must the materials list be presented? I said, how do I want it, Kaniz?
In bullet points.
In bullet points. And then after the materials list comes what, Hannah?
Chronological.
The steps in chronological order. And how do you maintain chronology? How do you maintain the chronology, Akifa? You use numbers and what else, Alison? You use time connectives. Are we together? Which is the lesson for today? That's what we're just going to be focusing on in our lesson today. Are we together? And then after the steps comes what, Sadia? The safety tips, where you are telling the reader of any dangers that might be embedded within your instructions and telling them how they can be much safer. Are we together? And then after the safety tips comes what, Mahmoud? The conclusion. What are you doing in the conclusion, Mahmoud? What are you doing? You are telling the reader what to do with the final product. And then after the conclusion comes what, Tafiwa? The glossary. What are you doing in the glossary, Bamnet? What are you doing in the glossary? You are stating the meanings of technical words or any difficult vocabulary. Are we together? And then after the glossary, Hafida? The picture, right? You give us a picture of the image. Now, some of the pictures that I was seeing as I was going around, surely I hope that is not what I'm going to be seeing in the exam, right? I hope it's not what I'm going to be seeing. I need to see at least a picture of the final product. Surely if you're writing on how to make a veggie sandwich, then I need to see vegetables. What color is vegetables? What are they? What color are they? They're green. I need to see the green lettuce. If there is cheese, then I should see something yellow, right? I'm not saying let's draw sophisticated diagrams, but surely when there is effort, I can tell that there is effort. But if you just draw in plain pens and then you leave it like that, or you color it black, surely am I expected to think that is bread? I can't, right? So the picture, boys and girls, surely you also need to put effort in it. And obviously, if the picture is not there, then it means marks will be deducted because something from the elements is missing. Are we together? Okay, fine. Thank you very much. Now I want us to look at that checklist. You are going to be evaluating your own text. So you are going to be very honest with yourself. Are we together? Yes. So we are going to be evaluating using this checklist. And it says there, is the title included? Do our texts have titles?
Yes.
What is your title, Ivana? How to make a sandwich. What is your text? Your title, Kaniz?
How to make a toasted bread.
How to make toast. So if your title is written in the how to format, and if there is a title in your text, then you tick on the checklist with a pencil. With a pencil. You tick on that checklist. And then, does the text tell you what to do one step at a time? Right, Taha? Does your text have steps? What have you done? How have you presented the steps?
I presented them in chronological order.
Okay, are they numbered?
Yes.
Do they have time connectives? And then you tick on the checklist. If your steps are not numbered, then just be honest with yourself just to put a cross and not a tick. Are we together? We are doing this for the sake of correcting ourselves, so that you know that the day I ask you to write, if it's in a test, then if they are not numbered, surely I am not going to give you the marks that you should be getting. Are we together? And then, does it have labeled diagrams? Is there a picture?
Yes.
Is there a picture?
Yes.
And then you tick. If there is no picture, you cross. Are we together? If there is no picture, you cross. If there is a picture, you tick. And then it says, is it written in simple, easy to understand language? Is the language simple?
Yes.
Is the language simple?
Yes.
Okay, so in that case, then you tick. It must not be complicated. It should be easy language that can be followed by anyone. Are we together? Yes. And then from there, it goes on to say, have imperative verbs been used? Have we used imperative verbs?
Yes.
Can I have one from your text, Farhan? Just one.
Mix it.
Mix. One. Cut. Add. Do you hear that? Fry. Yes. Sorry? Fold. Do you hear that? Yes. Spread. So if there are imperative verbs in your text, and then you tick. If there are imperative verbs in your text, you tick. Is it written in the second person? Which pronouns did we say show us if a text is in the second person? Which pronouns, Hamoud? You and yo, even yourself. So is there anyone who has a text that has got those pronouns? I just want you to read me that part, Bernard. Can you read for me that part where there is second person, those pronouns? Wait for it to cool off and enjoy your snack. Do you see that? Yes, Hannah? Then take the cheese. I'm looking for the second person. Where there is you or yo. Then you take the cheese, right? Then you take. Anything else, Hafida? Next, put your lettuce. So if there is second person, tick. If there is second person, tick. And then it says, is only necessary details included? Have you only included details that have to do with how to make a toast or how to make a sandwich?
Yes,
If there is anything else, surely if you are talking about anything else that has nothing to do with a toast or a sandwich, then it's not necessary. So if you have only included the necessary details, you also tick on that checklist. And then it says, are numbers or time connectives used? Can I hear the time connectives, Akifa? Just one. Firstly, lastly, Taha. Afterwards, Alison. Next, Sadia. Then. Anyone with a different one, Yusuf? Secondly, First, someone said that, yes? Moving on. Thank you very much. So if there are time connectives in your text, and then you also tick. Are we together? So basically, that's just some of the elements, at least the ones that you must include. Are we together? If there is anything else missing, like the glossary, of course, it doesn't mean that it's not relevant. Are we together? According to the structure we did yesterday, the glossary must be there. So I would want to believe that we all have glossaries. Do we?
Yes.
Yes. this is the time, boys and girls, for us to be practicing for the text that we are going to write in the test. Surely, you should not be found wanting. Ramiz, you should not be found wanting. Are we together? Yes. Don't look confused on the day, and then you don't even know how to write an instructional text, and then you wonder why you did not do well. Are we together? This is the time for us to be practicing and doing all those things. Now, for today's lesson, we are just going to be looking at how to maintain chronology in an instructional text. What did we say you do in order to maintain chronology? What do you do? You use time connectives, and you also use what? Numbers. Are we together, boys and girls? I need numbers and I need time connectives. And there with us is this text, which has a recipe on how to cook courgettes. Remember the other day we were looking at how to plant courgette seeds, right? So after all, courgettes are edible. They are something that can be eaten. Do you see that? So here it says there are instructions that you are given there. But these instructions are muddled up. What does it mean to say, when we say they are muddled up? What does it mean? What does it mean? They're not in order, or
They're mixed up.
they're mixed up. Do you see that? Okay. So what I want you to do is, I want you to put them in the right order. Are we together? So what you're going to do, you're just going to paste this small script in your books, and then beneath them, you are now going to number the instructions and rewrite them in the order that they must be. Already they've been written using time connectives. Are we together? So I need you to number them, and then I also need you to arrange them in the right order. Is it clear?
Yes.
Yes, Farhan. The title is Maintaining Chronology in an Instructional Text. I'm going to write it on the board. Maintaining chronology in an instructional text. And then you start numbering them and arranging them in the right order. Are we together? Okay, thank you very much.